Hi guys, how's it going? It's Tom, or Thompson Wrestling here. I had a different video planned today, but I'm going to upload it another day. It was ready to be uploaded. I'll schedule it for probably sometime later this week. But I wanted to make a different video today because I think it's an important video to make. In the past, I've covered the Joey Ryan situation and different things that has gone on with him. And basically, I've made videos like that for the purpose to serve as an archive, and so that it can reach through to more people, so people who don't pay attention to, wrestling Twitter or Instagram or anything like that, or other social media, and are primarily kind of based on YouTube, can kind of be in the know of, these different allegations and things that are going on, because I think it's important that it's being told to as many people within the wrestling industry and the wrestling fandom as possible. And now today, obviously, before we go any further, I will give a quick trigger warning, because in this video today we discuss the themes and topics of grooming, sexual misconduct, and pedophilia. So if that is something that you just don't want to watch or listen to, then feel free to click off. That's completely fine. Today we're going to be talking about Velveteen Dream. To give some quick context, Velveteen Dream, he is of course a former NXT wrestler. He was released recently. You first heard of him probably on Tough Enough, where he was obviously Patrick, his real name. I think he finished in the top 10, maybe 8th or something like that. But he came to NXT, he signed after losing Tough Enough, and became the Velveteen Dream, where he had a breakout match against Aleister Black, I believe, and fans really got behind him. He was really, really popular. He was the NXT North American champion at one point. But then in April 2020, he was accused on the Squared Circle subreddit of sending images to underage boys. And then those were kind of swept under the rug a bit. Not many people really paid attention to it until again in June 2020 during the Speaking Out movement. He made headlines once again where he was accused of grooming, amongst other things, I believe. I believe he was also accused of sending explicit photos to an underage girl and speaking to underage boys and grooming them, etc., etc. But yes, like I said recently, Velveteen Dream was released from the WWE. It's something that fans had actually been demanding. When the two Black Wednesdays had happened, everyone was like, okay, why is Velveteen Dream not a part of this? But basically, let's talk about today, where after over a year since these allegations came out, Velveteen Dream has finally responded. I haven't read this response myself. He's posted this on his Instagram story, and I'm going to read it out to you. So you'll get my initial reaction, and of course this is to serve as an archive, and basically as an audiobook for anyone to listen to, and basically as a way to make, for this to be able to reach more people. I can't speak. Anyway, let's go ahead and read these. The allegations from April 20th, 2020 have effectively derailed any upward momentum I had professionally and has ultimately resulted in my termination with WWE. My name is Patrick Clark, not the Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream is a character that I have spent years developing and trying to bring to life. The success of the Dream character relied heavily on kayfabe, my ability to blur Patrick Clark from Tough Enough with this over-the-top personality. The character was conceptualized by the day Prince passed, April 21st, 2016. I knew nothing about him at that time, but my thinking was that I could use my interpretation of Prince to create an on-screen personality, vastly different from who I am as a person. Cue Velveteen Dream, a sexually ambiguous, gender-fluid, self-absorbed diva, or divo I believe it says. And as I learned more about Prince, I began to tone certain aspects of the character, aspects that I deemed way too over the top and inconsistent with who Prince was as a performer. Now, before I unpack, I will say I've enjoyed the many stories I've been able to share on camera, and I'm grateful to the many people who trusted me with their safety and wellness. Thank you to any and everybody who enjoyed and allowed me to be my character, whether you paid a ticket or walked up to me in Walmart. My goal was to provide you with the same escape that I was offered when I first started watching. My job was to play a character and to help advance storylines and drama for the fans who cared to tune in. I take any job I have seriously, which is why I've remained silent about these allegations. To me, addressing rumours would be working against an already compromised ability to sell a character I've invested in so heavily. After I had been accused, I was given the opportunity to be in a storyline that lasted a few months, and I worked in a few segments unrelated to the story arc. But now I feel comfortable in this position to share with you the details of my accusations. The night of April 20th, from my verified Instagram account, I posted a story to my followers letting them know that my DMs had been open. I received a few different messages ranging from support to heckling, and some inquiring about how to get started in pro wrestling. I responded to a few, but not all. And of all the few I responded to, one account accused me of solicitation. This account belonged to a 17-year-old aspiring wrestler, Jacob, before he deleted it. In the conversation, Jacob shared his interest in working as a wrestler one day and asked what steps would be required. I messaged a short list of things he could consider if he was serious. Physique and promo to start. Physique because as an independent contractor, no one is going to make you train and eat in a way that creates the aesthetic of a believable pro wrestler. And promo because our job is to sell drama, and you can't rely on someone flipping channels to stop to watch a choreographed fight. You're more likely to grab their attention looking to a camera with a strong and impassioned 30-second monologue. I also inquired about which school he was closest to in relation to wrestling training, his weight, and his height. Jacob explained how anxious he felt messaging me and asked me to verify that it was really me. I did find it strange because I have a blue check, but as a lifelong fan, I remember meet and greets and the days I would message wrestlers hoping to be seen, so I chalked it up to innocence and sent a voice message in my Velveteen dream voice to keep kayfabe. The full voice message had me asking Jacob about his height, weight, where he is trained, and what school he attended, which Jacob answers back with a voice message, and I continue to answer his questions until I politely wrapped up the conversation. April 21st, I woke up to notifications and tags of created screenshots and videos of a conversation that I didn't have with Jacob. I immediately contacted WWE's talent relations and social media departments as to begin an investigation. Even after the investigation, WWE released a statement maintaining my innocence. The part that hurt for me was having a personal picture that I've used in my personal life on apps being used to label me as a predator. I am in no way of the word a predator. This is the first and only time I've been accused of any solicitation to anyone. Until I was accused of grooming by Joshua Fuller. Unlike Jacob, I know Josh. I met Josh after my stint on Tough Enough in 2015 at a meet and greet, and we developed a friendship through a mutual trainer at GXW. Josh shared to Twitter screenshots of the first time we communicated through text in 2016, an autographed picture from when we met, and an extremely contradictory story. Josh alleged that I made him feel uncomfortable, but contradicts himself twice by saying I was never sexual towards him. For those willing to research Josh's tweets accusing me, Josh's messages are in blue and mine in grey. Josh claimed that he was a 16-year-old high school graduate and that he takes yearly trips with his friends to Orlando, Florida. I doubted what he told me, yet I kept my replies diplomatic and professional. The reality of the situation is that I was very helpful and respectful to Josh. Josh lived with his grandparents in rural southern Maryland. Josh got a concussion in 2017 and against my advice insisted on wrestling. My worry came from Josh severely injuring himself, specifically his brain. I suggested he take time off from training and see a doctor. He declined because he believed he could work himself through the concussion, and I cut all communication with him in 2018 because I didn't want to be partially responsible had he worsened his injury. So to have him accuse me of predatory behavior because I chose not to help was spiteful. Josh and Jacob are two of many people that I've helped, yet these are the only two who have found me to be malicious and predatory in how I go about helping others, what wasn't shared at the time. Josh Fuller reached out to Jacob over social media before Josh put out his own accusation. When this came out, Josh Fuller temporarily deleted his Twitter account at JoshFullerPW. Which is important because in all social media confusion, Josh Fuller is the only one who suggested that an investigation had not only been done and that he had not been contacted. Jacob deleted his social media after he was outed for being a member of an anti-black group chat. There is a public forum, WWE LPSG Stars, where people are buying and selling and sharing explicit photos and videos of multiple wrestlers, and no one has done anything to have this site taken down. All in all, this entire experience defamed my character and ultimately accomplished what it sought out to do, and that was to see me be released. My hope is that over time, people can put two and two together and realize that all the allegations surrounding me were baseless and untrue from the jump. I felt strongly about not needing to defend myself on social media for a while now, but I understand the audience I work for and those who always deserve clarity. I'm thankful for the opportunities afforded to me and the memories I have as a receipt. God has always had me and he always will. Dream is officially over, but Patrick Clark lives to fight another day. So that is the full statement. Just to touch up on A few of the things he said to give more context and detail to anyone who's not aware of the situations as a whole. When Dream was in contact with Jacob, there were voice notes shared of him asking what school he goes to, etc., etc. And Jacob deleted his Twitter or his Instagram or whatever account it was after, when he was exposing Dream, he accidentally leaked a group chat he was in titled Exposing N-Word. And then Josh is the boy who came out during the Speaking Out movement, posting the screenshots of his text conversations between himself and Dream, in which he accuses Dream of grooming. But that is Dream's statement. As I said, I'm literally just here to read it out. This is to serve as an archive. I have no idea where this is going to go. Obviously, Dream has been released. Whether a company wants to sign him, that remains to be seen. That is going to be kind of crazy if a company does go out their way to sign him after everything that's happened. But regardless, that is the statement. And I'll see you all soon.